All right, everybody, welcome to week 2 of our Director Bound. Hi, Katie. And we are going, today is what, May 23rd, 2020, and we're going to dive into call 2. So let's just start by sharing some successes for last week. So tell me about, what went well with your booking contacts, your recruits, those kinds of things. Kind of go around and share some successes.
Who are we starting with?
You,
Kelly. Okay. Okay, so in the last week, I got 5 bookings, and I did kind of just like a little play game in the current parties that I had, where it was, pick one of the 6 chef hats. Once you book a party, then you get to pick a prize or whatever. So, and they would book a party and then pick their chef hat, and then I would just add something onto their host order when they hosted their party if it was a qualified party. So I got a lot of people that way that were just, they didn't, it was just going to be like a simple paring knife and, one of my normal like giveaways. And a lot of people just kind of jumped all over it. So I don't know. So that went well.
So Kelly, would you be willing to post that to the page so that other people can try that too? Did you find that in the games group?
I just made it. I made it on Word Swag. It was.
Can you share that?
Yep, I will.
I want to try that.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you, Kelly.
Yep.
I want to hear from Katie Bozer, who has how many thousands of dollars in sales right now this month?
We're 9, almost 9. Yeah.
9,000.
So, yeah.
That's so great.
I actually took last week off. So, sorry, that's not what you want to hear. I actually took last week off. Simply because my son is wrapping up school, and so we needed just a family week. But prior to that, I did a bridal shower, and that I talked with the bride, and she wanted to offer people a way to purchase gifts for her, especially with what's going on. But as well as purchase gifts for her, she wanted to be able to purchase them, other people to purchase them as well. And so the bridal shower in itself brought in around $2,600. And so that was a big chunk. So I would highly encourage you to seek out brides, seek out people who are looking for a birthday party, or even like some type of way to like a housewarming or anything like that, because then that people are coming there to buy for a particular reason. So that was a big chunk of my sales. And then I have 4 recruits now, which is interesting. It's, I don't know, I didn't really seek them out per se, but I just pretty much followed the format that my director gave me, Katie. And it's the format that Sarah uses as well, but just really encouraging direct communication, so direct messages, as well as posting about the business opportunity, and continuing to do that throughout the party, not just once, because not everybody sees that one post.
Excellent. Thank you. So you were like on the brink of promoting.
Yeah.
So good. Congratulations. And I hope you enjoyed your week off.
So I have 4 kids and a baby, so there's not a lot of downtime. So yes, I loved it. It's a busy life. It's a full one, full of love.
Wonderful. Thank you.
I guess I'll share one other thing that I've been doing in my parties that has gotten a lot of response. It hasn't always generated the 3 bookings, but I really bumped my prize up. So for my host, instead of giving them like $35 I've seen or $75, I actually bumped it up to $100 if they can get 3 bookings off of their party. And I feel like just kind of, I know this sounds bad, but just dangling $100 in front of somebody, I feel like is kind of just that whole $100 behind it really hasn't to find bookings for me, and so changing it to that because it's been working.
So that was breaking up for me. Was it breaking up for you guys too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I wonder. Well, I think we caught the gist of it, that you upped your game to giving the host $100 prize. So just as a heads up, you guys. Stacy Itzel and Cami Cruz are top leaders in the company, and last month they both broke the sales record for personal sales in the company ever. We're talking like, I don't even remember, like 60 grand or something in personal sales. And so of course everybody wanted to know what they were doing, and so they made a little video. I'm trying to figure out how I can share the video with you because it was shared to Director Success. But one thing that they both do is what Katie's doing. It's $100 giveaway, but they do this or that. And so they're giving away either the stainless steel mixing bowls or the cast iron skillet set. So one of them is $99 and one of them is $105. And so they're dangling that in front. So I actually, I changed it this last week too after I heard that. I'm like, I can do that. Get that many parties or whatever, I can do that. And I did, but then I did also leave in the option, you know, in case they already have those items, I said, or a $75 item of your choice. And I could do, if they ask me for a $100 item, of course I'll do it, but I can share that graphic with you guys too that I made if you are interested, the this or that I whipped up, and maybe share an example of the post. But I always say, if you want to be successful, find the people who are successful and do what they're doing, right? So that's monkey see, monkey do, and you'll get the results. Awesome. Okay, so thank you for sharing your successes, Katie and Kelly, and I would love to go around and hear from each person, but I feel like we kind of need to be mindful of the time too and get some more training in. So that being said, I would love it if you guys wanted to post in our page if what kind of successes you each had too, so we can encourage you, and we just learn from each other too, right? Like we just had a takeaway from each Kelly and Katie of things that we can be implementing based on the successes that they're having, and the successes that you're having can be shared as well. So I love it. Okay, so I do want to go around quickly. We didn't do this last time, but I want to hear what everybody's goal date is for promoting to director. So if, like, for example, if you said June 1st, then that would mean in May you would have had all your qualifications met. Does that make sense? So you'd be doing it for the next month out. So let's just take 1 minute and roll through each person just so I kind of have an idea of where everybody is at. And then we're gonna go into the next little part. So I will just call on you guys to make this go quick so there isn't awkward silence. All right, so Marie, how about for you?
It's still June 1st.
And you are on your way. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Cheryl?
Let's say August 1st.
August 1st. Okay, excellent. Kelly?
July 1st.
July. You're kind of lowballing it. You're going to have it before that.
Am I? I don't know.
You have three people on your team already?
Yeah.
3 people, and you already have the sales. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, Kelly, you could promote this month still, but I'm writing down July 1st. Okay. Katie,
July 1st.
July 1st. You two who are the closest, start pushing it out the farthest to make me giggle. Okay, Stephanie.
I'm gonna do August 1st, which will be my 90 days. So
Yeah.
mine will be 15th, but yeah.
Fast track. So here's the deal with the fast track. If your 90-day date is August 15th, you actually have the whole month of August to meet the qualifications. So that's kind of fun. It's kind of fun if your date isn't the last date of August.
It's right in the middle, so that gives me some extra days.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Heidi.
I'm gonna say August 1st.
August. Okay. Excellent. And Miranda.
I think I'm gonna say August 1st as well.
August 1. Okay, excellent. Thank you for sharing those. All right, so now the next part about like when we sometimes do you feel like when you say it out loud, it's a little bit like, oh, crap. Now I feel like it's locked and loaded and there's pressure and we start getting this like self-talk happening, right? So these fears creep in. And you guys, have you all heard the acronym of FEAR? What it actually is? Stephanie, do you want to share with us?
I don't know if I remember what it is. I saw it somewhere. I can't remember where I even saw it. It was in Dash or I don't think I wrote it down. Let's see if
I totally get it. Like you know it, but you can't necessarily regurgitate it. So I happen to have it written in front of me, so I will kindly share it. So it's false evidence appearing real. That's what fear is. False evidence appearing real. Okay. And most fear is self-created in our own mind. And it definitely is self-limiting, is it not? So our thoughts really have a lot of control over us. And so what we want to do is we really want to take control of those thoughts. I was just having this conversation with my son last night. He was getting ready for bed and going through his phone, and he came upon some pictures that he had screenshotted of a disagreement that he had had with a friend. And this is from a long time ago. And then all of a sudden he was feeling really miserable about himself, just kind of going back to that situation. And first of all, I'm like, why don't you delete those pictures? Like, why do you even have a shot at it or whatever? And he's like, what do? I don't want to go to bed feeling like this. I'm like, all right, well, first of all, let's just pray. And second of all, like, grab scripture and you need to meditate on that, because scripture talks about, renewing your mind. And it's very applicable for, our businesses as well. And so what we want to do is talk a little bit about what those fears are and then rewrite them into something positive. Okay. So, this is basically around positive affirmations. So I want to hear like maybe some examples, of fears with promoting to directors specifically. Might be something like, I'm not good at recruiting, so I don't think I'm going to get my 5 recruits. That might be a fear. So I would just like to hear, like, what are some of your fears? And I know that this is kind of a vulnerable spot to share with everybody, but I suspect that what one person is thinking, probably everybody on this call is thinking, because we're all kind of in the same boat, right? So, and even myself, but just on a different level, I'm working towards my goals too, but those fears can creep in for me as well. So, what are some fears? I won't call you out, but please share.
Yeah, you're talking right at me. Yeah, I got that. I talk to many people, and I'm afraid I'm not going to make June 1st. I got a deadline. We're a week away.
Okay,
So
can you
that's my
say the
fear.
first part again? What did you say about people?
I've talked to people.
Oh, I've talked to people. Okay.
I've talked to many people. I talked to many people yesterday and over the rest of the days. And even somebody I've known for several years, and we did Tastefully Simple together. And, you know, she has all the usual, you know, are you sure you think you can do this? I don't know if I can do this. I've asked people if they'd host a party. No, you know, so I got her thinking about it, because she started the conversation by saying she needs to find something else to do. She's not working, and she said, I need a career change. And I said, it's funny you should bring that up. And I'm like, I got paid yesterday, and it's more money than I get at Timbers. I told her, I'm like, you can do it. Yeah, I know, Sarah. So it's like, Lisa, come on, we can do this together. You'd be great. So I'm planting the seeds, but I don't know, you know, if I had another week, maybe. I don't know, it might be June.
And that's okay, Marie. The thing is you are
Well,
doing
it's
the
me.
action.
It's the me. It's my head, it's my heart, it's my mind. It's like, I know this is great and it's working and it's doable, and Pampered Chef is fabulous and it can help a lot of people, but how do you convince them? Even when I talk, okay, yeah, Stephanie's nodding. Yes, when you talk about all the stuff, look at all the great, you guys are cooking at home instead of going out to eat. They're loving it. And here at Pampered Chef can give you some new pans, new supplies to make your kitchen cookie. And then I went to work, and our activity director ordered a Ninja blender. Why did you do that? Oh! Sorry.
That's okay.
It's just kind of flowing right now.
Okay, so what I'm hearing
Yeah.
is you feel like it's hard to convince people to join Pampered Chef.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can bring it up and I can talk to them about it, but to get them to try it, and I said, you know, just try it. Give me 30 days.
So let's rewrite that. Let's rewrite this into a positive affirmation, right? So does anyone have any ideas? How can we rewrite this?
Yeah, it's like if you have your child and they're trying a sport, or if you want to try working out, what if you want to try that class at the gym and you're not sure you could do it? Like that Army boot camp class at the Lifetime Fitness that I took a long time ago. Didn't think I could do it, tried it. Hey, I can do it. You know, maybe I got to use that analogy. I just thought of that. That just came to mind.
Absolutely. I love your courage, Marie. Everybody needs a dose of your courage.
Oh, and it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I got out of bed and my husband threw a pillow at me. What are you doing?
Getting up to work. So, okay, let's brainstorm with the rest of us. How can we rewrite that it's hard to convince people into a positive affirmation?
Well, I think Marie said it. She said, she's planting seeds. And I think that is the whole point. Even if it's a no, not right now, or, even if you just get them thinking about it, they might take that next week and somebody's thinking about it now without you even knowing about it. Just because you brought up the opportunity that one time, and just because you don't get an enthusiastic, yay, yes, let's do it, doesn't mean that they're not considering it or not thinking about it. It could be 2 months down the road, but planting seeds is the important piece there.
I got another question that I just thought about.
Okay.
You guys do your virtual parties. You don't know the people in the party. You've never seen them. You don't know their life. You don't know their situation. How do you just ask them then? Do you get a wonder, well, I don't really know their situation. How can I ask them these things when I don't even know anything about them? Because I have that too. I've got these couple of big parties that I'm just finishing and stuff. And how do I ask? I don't even know. I don't know if they're rich or poor or well-to-do, sick, healthy. I don't know if they're white or black or color, what their hair is, nothing. I know nothing.
So that's a great question.
And so
and we'll actually get into that a little bit later in the training. But I'll just give you a short answer and then we'll expand on it in a little bit. So one way is, as you're planting the seeds in the party, which you are clearly doing, then when you get into that private message with them about it, for example, I like to do the Guess Your Paycheck game and have them private message me how much they think my paycheck was last month. And if you guys want, I can share my paycheck too. And if you want to do guess my director's paycheck, you can certainly do that. And so then when they message me back, I tell them, or when they message me their question or their guess, I message back and share my answer. And then I just ask them, are you in the market for some extra income? It's as simple as that. And then also, and I got this from Ellington Boyce, who again is a top person. This is exactly what she is doing. And if maybe it's a rock star guest message that I'm shooting out there, and I just say, hey, you have been so much fun in this party. You have made it a blast with all of your interacting. I'm always looking for awesome people like you to work with. Are you in the market for some extra income? And they might say yes, they might say no, they might ghost me. In fact, I was going through, somebody reached out to me yesterday to book a party, offer a party, and I was going to do ask number 1, you know, for ask your host 5 times and ask if she wanted to turn it into her launch party. But before I did that, I wanted to go back into my messages and see if I had just asked her that already, so that I wasn't, you know, being redundant. And what I found is she had replied to my guess my paycheck game. And then I replied back, asked if she's in the market for extra income, and she never responded. And then the next communication was her coming to me asking to book a party. And so I went ahead and did ask number 1. And I just said, this might be the farthest thing from, now, Marie, I don't know her situation. I don't know anything about her.
Yeah.
And I said, this might be the farthest thing from your mind, but you know, we could easily turn this into your launch party where you would earn the commission and the host benefits and all the bookings would go to you. Does that sound fun? Are you in the market for some extra income? And then she did respond to me. She didn't sign up. And again, they really hardly ever do. Maybe 1% will sign up on that first ask, but this is part of the planting the seed process with asking 5 times. And so she thanked me, you know, for believing in her essentially, and politely declined. But I could have looked at that ghosting message and not even gone for the booking, right? Let alone ask again about the business, but it's all working out beautifully. So I would just encourage, I want to share something with you, Marie, that that a leader shared with me when I was really working hard to promote to director. And I was working on the recruiting because I was not a strong recruiter. And what she told me is just practice asking. Don't care what the answer is, right? Because we get this pressure. Like right now you're feeling pressure, Marie, like I want to promote this month and we only have this many days left and yada, yada, yada. And then that desperation creeps in, right? It happens to all of us. And so I just want to release you from that pressure. If it happens we're going to work hard to make it happen this month. But if we are working hard into next month to make it happen, that's okay too. The bottom line is just that you're doing the work, and the numbers will come, whether it's this week or next week. And so I just want to give you the freedom to just enjoy the process and just ask for the sake of asking so that you get practice. You know, maybe your goal is to ask 50 people in the next 3 days about the business, just for the sake of practicing 50 times. And so when you get done with that 50, you're going to have that sense of accomplishment. And who cares if all 50 said no? You're practicing and you're working on that skill. And of course, lo and behold, well, that personally gave me a ton of freedom. I'm like, oh, I can do that. I can just practice if it doesn't matter what they're going to say. And so that's what I did. And lo and behold, people started joining, right? So I just wanted to share that with you.
So should I just go say, I'm doing Pampered Chef. Can I share the business opportunity with you? That's the right word.
I think people are generally going to say no to that, quite honestly. So what we want to do is we want to create interest. And if somebody came up to me and said, I'm doing this, can I share more about it with you? Pretty much no matter what they said, I would probably be like, I'm fine, no thanks. Right? Unless they said, I'm having a Dairy Queen blizzard, can I share it with you? Then I might say yes. Okay. But any kind of other thing, I'm like, but when you're planting the seeds and saying things like, well, I just got my first paycheck and it was more than my day job. I'm so excited, right? Then that's like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
And when you're planting seeds of, oh, we could, maybe turn this into your launch party if you wanted the commission and the host benefits, then they're like, oh. But if you just say, would you like to learn more about the business? Most people are, I generally are not going, that's not going to get a positive response. So you want to create the desire, okay? And kind of draw them in. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so I would encourage each one of you to consider your fear and then rewrite it into a positive affirmation. And it's a statement as if it's already happened. So if you feel like you are not a strong recruiter, you could say, I recruit 5 people successfully every month, and just declare it, right? And there's power in this. I don't know if anybody's ever researched this, but when it's spoken out loud and your brain hears it, your brain starts to believe it. There's literally chemical responses that happen within your brain that start rewiring how it is thinking. But it has to hear it, not your mind talk. It has to be an audible thing. So take those affirmations and speak them out loud. I would write them down on a note card and put it up in front of your work area. And literally, when you sit down to work, speak it out loud like 5 times. Really, if people who really take this seriously, they'll get up and say it, repeat it 5 times when they wake up in the morning, and then last thing before they go to bed at night. But there is a lot of power in it, and it does shift things. So I would encourage you to take the time to write at least one affirmation this week and implement it. Like, this isn't going to do any good if we just hear about it and don't do anything, right? Like, the magic happens when we actually implement this. So that is a little piece of homework for everybody this week. So the next thing that we want to talk about is getting bookings at your parties, okay? So that's the desire, right? We would just want to get all our bookings from the parties that we're already doing, because we don't really want to go to our friends and family, because that gets old quick, right? Plus, when you're getting bookings at your parties, then your business is just rolling. It's so much easier when they're coming to you. And so there are a few ways to be doing this. So first of all, we need to be planting the seeds throughout the party, kind of like Katie had mentioned about the business, how she plants the seeds, or she talks about it throughout the party, because in case somebody missed that one particular post they wouldn't see, we need to do that with bookings too. So bookings and recruiting needs to be talked about each day in the party. And so what I want to do is I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to just open up one of my parties, and you're just going to have to bear with me because I'm still setting this computer up. Okay, so here's a party that I'm just wrapping up from this week, and I'm going to sort my posts. If you're not familiar with this, you just go to the top post, and under new activity, select that and select recent posts, and it puts them all into reverse order. Okay, so I'm going to scroll through some live examples with you of my bookings and recruits, okay, recruiting statements throughout the party. I'm just going to lump them both together instead of doing 2 segments and scrolling through the party twice. We're just going to go right in order, okay? So in the beginning of the party, I do a live welcome, okay? So here it is right here, and I'll just let you listen to it, okay? And I want you to listen for how am I weaving bookings and recruiting into this welcome on the very first day. Can you hear it?
Nope.
No? Okay, hang on. I think there's a setting that I need to use in Zoom for you to be able to hear my audio, and I'm not going to mess with that right now. So I'll just tell you what I say, okay? So I'll just go into live mode if I were recording live video. All right. All right, everybody, welcome to our party. Happy Saturday. Woo! So I just wanted to give you an idea of what to expect in our party, because maybe this is your first virtual party, or maybe you've been to other ones, but they're all a little bit different. So I just wanted to come on and share what to expect here. So I'm going to be posting about the products for 3 days, so Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I cluster them. So I'll do like 3 posts in the morning, 3 around lunchtime, and 3 in the evening. So you can kind of watch for those. And I don't want this party to be just me posting, because seriously, that will be like boring. So we want tons of interaction. We want you to comment. We want you to post. We want to make it fun. Just like if we were in person having this party, we would be talking back and forth. That's how we want this party to be. And to that end, I will reward you for that. So we will be doing participation prizes each day and doing some fun giveaways. That being said, we also have a secret word for this party. So anytime you hear me say the word quick, you are going to get, I want you to send me a private message. So if I say quick, quickly, if you see the word quick in a post, send me a private message and be like, oh, I heard the secret word quick in that post. And then you're going to get more participation entries. Okay. So like after you watch this video, send me a message, because you just heard me say it, but wait till the end of the video. Okay. So if you are like me, when you go to these parties, I go and I think, oh, that sounds fun. I don't really need anything. Probably not going to buy anything, but I'll just show up and support my friend, right? And then all of a sudden they start posting, and I'm like, oh, look at that. Like, I could totally see myself using that. And then they show the next thing, and I'm like, oh, I can use that in my kitchen. And all of a sudden, I want all the things. Like, does this happen to you, or is it just me? So anyways, I want to tell you right off the bat, there are 3 ways that you can get these products into your kitchen. So as you're seeing things you like, you can kind of mull over like, how do I want to get that in my kitchen? So the first way is you can just order that product, and that will support your host. And the things that you want to get the soonest that you can't live without, that's what you should order through this party. And then the second way you can get the products is through hosting your own party. And I would just get everything else you want that way, because you're going to get free products. Actually, in June, you can earn twice as much free. So it's a really smart time to host. And your host who invited you to this party is going to get a half-off item at your party. So it's a win-win. And then the third way that you can get the products into your kitchen is actually by becoming a Pampered Chef consultant. And this month there's a rebate on the kit, so that's kind of fun, but we'll talk more about that later. All right, so as we get started, if there's anything that you are curious to know more about, let me know, and I'll make sure we cover that. Maybe I'll go live and show you, or at least post about it. So I just want to thank you for joining us, and let's have some fun. Woo! Okay, so that's what I do for my welcome post. And I go live in every party and do that. So you can see right off the bat, I'm planting the booking seed and the recruiting seed. And then I title this, let's see, I title the video, Welcome, What to Expect, and the Secret Word. So they kind of, you know, hopefully that secret word is going to draw them in, like, oh, what's that about? And typically, actually, a lot of times I'll say, and the secret word, for a prize up. I don't know why I did it this time. So I'm going to back up just a little bit more and go into my story, because I actually, this is the first post in the party. So when people arrive into the party, this is what they see. It's just my story. I tell them how I got started, what my family life is like, and then I go into my income a little bit, and I just share, you know, that last year I earned like 75,000. I have a goal of hitting 6 figures. And you don't have to say all that necessarily, but I just say maybe you're looking for some extra income, for some fun money to get out of debt, pay for something specific, or even a career change. Whatever the case, watch this party and see if it might be a fun way for you to reach your financial goals as well. Now, let's have some fun. So even right there, I'm just planting the seed. I actually had somebody join my team off of this post. The party had not started. She read that and she commented, I'd like some extra income. How do I get started? And I almost fell out of my chair, to be honest with you. But sometimes, so Marie, this is a perfect example. Sometimes we're planting seeds for a long time and watching them grow and bloom in their own unique season. And sometimes they just jump and bite, right? Sometimes they jump into your boat. The fish jump into your boat, right? And want to sign up right away. But the more seeds that you're scattering and planting, then the more fruit you will see, okay? So keep on doing that. All right, so my pre-party, I've planted the seed. Day 1, I do the welcome video. I also do this, get your tickets for commenting. And this is how I start it off. We want this to be interactive. I'll reward you. Each day I'll do a drawing for a prize. Be sure to comment lots every day. Here's a chance to earn a ticket. What would you do with an extra $1,500 each month? Okay, this is my second post in the entire party. And what I do is I let this ride for a while. I don't come back to this until at least day 2, sometimes day 3. And I just kind of see what they have to say. These hosts, oftentimes I'll go in and respond to each comment, but as you can see, the hosts were really doing a good job with that. So I let that go. But then after this sat here for a day, I went back in, and what I did is I, where did the tags go? Interesting. I went back and I said, so you can see I posted this 3 days ago, and then 2 days ago I went back and said, so fun to see everyone's answers. I love it. Lots of travel, savings, paying off debt, and more. That $1,500 a month is what lots of Pampered Chef consultants earn by doing one party like this a week, all online. If you want to make that a reality, it's something to think about. And then I tagged every single person who had commented in that post, okay? So that they're gonna get a notification and come back and see that. Now, I don't know if you saw the announcement yesterday about staying in compliance with the FTC. Was that in the announcement? I didn't watch that announcement yet. We had a leaders call and they talked about it, but I'm gonna have to go back and probably tweak this a little bit. And say, instead of saying what a lot of Pampered Chef consultants are earning, I might, because then the FTC is saying that can lead to false, like
Expectations.
Yeah. So I'll probably tweak this a little bit, but I'll still have the same idea. Do you know what I mean? That this could be a potential, this could be an opportunity for you to earn that. So I'll have to make sure the wording is within the regulations now, but you get the idea, right? Okay, so this is day 1, recruiting. Day 1, let's find a day 1 booking seed, okay? Right here, deluxe air fryer. This is a long post because I'm really excited about this product. So I share all the reasons why I think it's wonderful. And then at the end, I let them know that this is available to hosts and consultants, okay? So there is my next booking and recruiting thing. This is a tiny seed, but it does yield big results because people want the air fryer, right? I also take note of who's commenting on this because I want to follow up with them, right? So Alyssa, how much is this? So I let her know exactly what it is for hosts, and and then I'm gonna have to follow up with her individually and offer her the opportunity to host, right? And then as people are commenting, you're looking through things like she makes wings in hers. Obviously, I'm not gonna reach out to her. But this one right here, let's see. Okay, see how Dari said this looks like the queen of all air fryers? I asked her, like, do you have one? Because I couldn't tell from that post. Do you have an air fryer? And she said that she does, but this one is pretty amazing. Guess what? Guess who reached out to me to book a party? Sorry. So you never know. Okay, so day 1 for booking, I am dangling a big ticket item in front of them and sharing that it's a host thing. And for recruiting, I'm asking what they would do with an extra $1,500, okay? Let's go on to day 2 for booking and recruiting. Actually, day 1, I wrap up the day with another recruiting thing. And for this one, I asked about the trips. Like, guess where our next vacation is? Now, I posted some pictures from trips. Have you guys seen these? Look at that. Woo! Check out those beauties that we caught. But anyways, I post some fun pictures from trips that we've taken. You obviously haven't taken a trip with Pampered Chef yet, but you can post, you can make some other picture up, you know, like, where's the next trip gonna be? Something as simple as that. And ask them what their guess is, okay? So these are, I tell them, these are vacations. It's no meetings, no conferences. And you can tell them that you're working on earning a trip. Guess where it is too. And then I let them answer, and I go back in the next day and I reply where the actual answer is and that they can earn the trip too. Okay, planting the seed. And
Can
I let
you
them know
invite
that.
us to this party so we can see all your posts and see this a little more closely?
Yeah, yep, absolutely.
Where is the next trip to?
What's that?
Where is the next trip to? I don't remember seeing that.
It's a cruise. So here's a picture right here of the cruise.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yep. And so I started my business in May, many moons ago, 15 years ago. And I started doing parties in June because back then that's how you did it. Like, first you started and then you trained for a while and then you did your parties. They found out that's not effective. So they've changed it a lot since then. But so starting parties in June, I earned a trip the first year. You guys, I wasn't tracking for it. I felt like I don't even know how to do a party. I'm not even worried about a trip. That's the last thing on my mind. That's for the big wigs. And I did 2 parties a week and I earned the first level trip. So I tell you that so that you know you can earn a trip easily doing this part-time, even if you just joined now. Between now and the end of the year, this is absolutely achievable. It's way easier now to get them than it used to be. Okay, so that's day 1. Day 2, let's find the booking and recruiting seeds that we're planting. All right, here's a high ticket item. High ticket items are always going to be a booking seed, okay? Right here at the end of the post, host price is $174.50 or free. All I did is put the half price amount, or if it's going to be 60% off, I put the 60% off amount. Okay, so there's a product 1.
The air fryer starting in June is only for hosts who have 650 or above, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's also 60% off then instead of half price. Yes. So what I have been doing is, as I'm communicating with my June hosts, is letting them know about that we really need to get to 650 because that's when their double free will kick in and that's when they can get the air fryer. And I tell them I will share all the tips and tricks with you along the way to have a successful party. And my goal is actually to get you to $1,000. And that's genuine. I try and have every party be $1,000 party. My show average is actually very close to $1,000. But I share that with them to try and ease some pressure off them, to make them feel like, oh, well, 650 isn't that big of a deal for going for 1,000. All right. So just some wording you're welcome to use as well. Okay. So I will be changing this for my parties this week, but for last week, I still was talking about the cookware because there still was time to book for me. So I did a big spiel about the cookware. So whatever the host special is for the month you want to book, you need to spend time on that in your party, getting them excited about that product. You want them to want the product. So I took the time to make a video that I used all month long, getting them excited about the cookware. And then I waited until day 2 to post this. And then I share right in the same post, you can get all this stuff at 60% off. Well, not all of it, but you can choose some of it at 60% off as a host this month. And all I did for the post is let's talk power tools. Check out this video to learn a tip to quickly thaw your meat. Okay, so I'm trying to draw them in to watch the video because you're going to get this awesome tip. And share something you learned about the video. And if you need new pants, ... how does 60% off sound? So I'm not doing like a hard sell, but I'm trying to create some interest.
Desire.
Yep, yep. Okay, so that's a booking thing for day 2. So this is my second one about a big ticket item. Okay. Quick cooker. This is a booking and recruit seed, okay? Because the quick cooker, they can get it on sale as a host, but it also comes in the new consultant kit. So I let them know that, okay? In the ultimate kit. I wrap up day 2 with the guess my paycheck game, okay? In April, I did 5 virtual block parties like this one. I also have a team. Send me a private message with your guess of what my paycheck was. The closest answer without going over will get 10 prize entries. Drop a GIF when you've messaged me. The reason I want them to drop a GIF or a GIF or however you want to say it is because that is going to boost the post for more people to see if there's more activity on the post, okay? Because I don't want this to be a post that nobody is seeing because there's no interaction. But I also want them to message me so I can get that conversation going with them. Now, a little tip for you. To reply to this, I get tired of typing the same long thing to person after person after person. So on my phone, I go into settings, and then I select general, and then I select something, keyboard, and then I go to text replacement. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a text replacement option. And I type out my whole message. Hey, thank you for sending me your answer. That's a really good guess. In April, my paycheck was actually this much. I couldn't believe it. It was my biggest paycheck, but I still remember my first paycheck, which was $800. And I was so excited because I had only gone out and done 5 parties. And so I type out my whole message, and then I just write, paycheck is my default word. So when somebody messages me, I go to reply back and I write paycheck, and that whole message auto-populates and I hit send. Okay, so this is a time-saving tip for you, okay?
Wow, I didn't know about that.
Yep, I'll teach you all my systems, make you efficient. And then I just asked, so I've been playing with this with 2 different ways, okay? The first way, I don't ask them right off the bat. I just tell them what my paycheck was. And often they're responding because my paychecks lately have been really big and it's been surprising people. And so usually they'll write back and say, wow, right? Or something like that. And then I reply back and say, are you in the market for some extra income? And I feel like by dangling the carrot first without asking, are you in the market for extra income right away, it's getting a little bit more conversation going. But I have also been doing it the other way where I say, are you in the market for extra income? And I'm not getting the 2-way responses as much when I do that. So I've been playing with it to see what's more effective. But if I don't ask them if they're in the market for extra income and they don't respond, I need to go back and follow up with them after the party and revisit that. Okay, so it's going to take some tracking on your end. All right, but it's worth it. Okay, so that was day 2. I had a few booking things in there and I had 2 recruiting things. One was the quick cooker in the kit and the other was ask me my paycheck. Okay, now we're on to day 3, the last day of the party. All right, this is my latest and I'm pretty excited about this. I came up with this idea and Darcy actually made this picture. But I do this in the morning, game time. What do these 5 things have in common? This one might be tricky. So here's the picture. What do these 5 things have in common? I get the craziest answers. But I also turn this into a sales post and I just post a video about the ceramic egg cooker to try and, give them something to look at in there too. So as you all know, these are the 5 things that new consultants can earn with their new business, right? So I posted this yesterday. So today would be the day I would go back now and give them the answer, which I need to do. But you can see their answers. They're all sold by Paper Chef. They're convenient. They're all kitchen utensils. None of them are in my kitchen. I think that's my favorite one. So I'll go back then later today and comment on here. This is actually, these are products that new consultants all get to earn in their first 90 days. So that's a recruiting seed. All
Does
right.
Darcy have that picture somewhere we can steal?
Yes. Yep, I can post that here. So I'll post my this or that, and I'll post the 5 things in common. Okay. And these are things that change, you know, seasonally. I get tired of these ones after a while, so then I'll switch it up and have it be some different kind of recruiting seed, right? But these are just the current ones that I'm on. And you can switch it up too, or you can use these. Okay, so let's find booking and recruiting. Okay, this is my favorite booking post right here. Okay, is that thing happening to you that happens to me? I think I don't need anything when the party starts, but the more I see, the more I want. Anyone? Spill the beans. What's on your wish list? Okay, this is golden right here because people tell you what they want, okay?
I have a hard time with words. You have a really good way with words.
Well, I'll add you to the party and you can use these.
Because that's my biggest challenge is words and putting them. Does anybody else have that? Or is it just me?
Okay, but now you have those words, right? So now you can use them.
Oh my goodness.
Marie, this is how it is for all of us. We're always learning and from each other and getting ideas and, ooh, I like that. I'm going to implement that. And so we're constantly growing and getting better and better and refining your skills, right? And that's how your show average starts to go up. That's how your bookings start to go up. Your recruiting goes up. It's because we're always learning and always tweaking, okay? And that's why it's good to show up to trainings because that's how you learn and get these tips. So good for you for getting up at 7 in the morning. So Jenny Curtis, I'll take one of everything. Do you think this is a good recruit and booking lead? Hello, yes. And she actually had already booked when she said this. So I just wrote back and said, good thing you booked a party. I do not reply to these and say, well, book a party and make it happen. Because then when somebody else goes to reply and they see that you're asking everyone to book a party, they're not going to reply, right? Mm-hmm. So like here's one. Lori said she wants the blender. I just said, excellent choice. Mm-hmm. That's it. Am I following up with her? Heck to the yeah. Mm-hmm. And guess what, you guys? All 3 of these people who commented have booked parties. Okay? And this was just posted yesterday. Now, let me tell you something. It's not normal that every single one of them has booked a party. I just lucked out with this one. Don't think that I'm like it's magic and it's like this for me all the time. I just want you to know that. All right. But you need to follow up with all of them. So if you are in the new Facebook, it's very simple to follow up with this because let me show you what it looks like. Check if you're in the new Facebook. All you need to do is go up to this little arrow right here and it'll say try the new Facebook. Now I'm already in the new Facebook, so now I can switch back to the classic Facebook, but I'm going to stay in the new Facebook. I flip back and forth between them because there are features that I like in both of them. Oh, rats! It unsorted my stuff. Okay, we're almost there. So look at this. In the new Facebook, this is a feature that you have is when some it's gone. Oh crap. Crap. This is a bummer for me. It used to say like, reply, or message. I might cry right now. So I just messaged them from the new Facebook. So now, is this because I got a new computer that it disappeared? It shouldn't be, right? No. Why did it go away?
No, this was like
that's Facebook.
This is Facebook. They're constantly changing. So then what what you do is hopefully these people, you already have a conversation going with them because this is day 3, right? So hopefully they have messaged you already in the party, and you have a conversation going and you can message them. Otherwise, you can do that link. I would go to a different post, probably find where they commented and click reply and say, hey, I have a fun message to share with you. Can you send me a quick message? Or if something fun to tell you, can you send me a quick message? Cheryl, are you trying to flag me down?
Yes.
Okay, what's up?
Go back and put your arrow on her name, because when you did that, something popped up.
There it is, message. Oh wait, but I'm friends with her now. Let me find someone I'm not friends with yet. Oh yeah, that's because I'm friends with her now.
Isn't that message down there?
But there's another.
Isn't that symbol down there in the middle
That's
right
the message.
there?
Yep.
Oh, yes. Okay. All right. So there you go. Now, just for kicks, let's see if that is an option on Classic Facebook. Hang on, I gotta move your guys' pictures. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we can go to anyone, right? So.
Yeah, right there.
Try it, you guys. Let's see. Okay, hang on. I'm friends with her. Cindy Will. I'm not friends with her.
Message
Friend.
right there.
Now, I don't know if this is going to go through. Hang on, I got to move your faces. All right, we're just going to try this. Hi, Cindy. Thank you so much for joining the Pampered Chef party this week. Okay, what should I say to her? Did you have fun? I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. How could we get a conversation going? I don't know if, let me just check quick and see if I already messaged her asking if this was her first party or not. And then I'll know. Okay, so Cindy, C-Y-N-D-I. Cindy Will. Okay, we do not have a private message started yet. And she commented on a few things. Okay, so we'll just do a live example right here.
Is this your first?
What's that?
It's like, is this your first party? Ritual party?
No, usually if it's at the beginning of the party, I'll ask that. But now we're at the end of the party. Yesterday was the last day of posting. So I'm going to say you were so much fun to have in the party. All of your commenting and interaction made it a blast. I'm always looking for awesome people like you to join my team. Are you in the market for some extra income? Okay, live example. Let's see if she gets it. I will be so curious. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. We're all learning together as Facebook is constantly changing. Okay. So day 3, that I do the big booking thing over lunch about what's on your wish list. And then at the end of the day, I close out with ask me anything about the business opportunity. Okay. For this one, I answer right in the comments because there are people who are going to be watching this post who might not comment, but they're going to see the answers and it might pique their interest. Okay. So I go through, now I do a prize just for this post because I want them to participate in this one. And so you can see that I went back and already responded to all of these. I chose a winner and all my winners, I say, please message me to redeem your prize. I don't just automatically send it. They have to message me to get it going and then I get that conversation going, okay? And then the next day after the party, I do a Google form. All I did is Googled how do you do a Google form and asked them questions. Did you enjoy, or like, what's on your wish list? Are you interested in hosting? Are you interested in the business? something you enjoyed about the party, something you would change about the party, that kind of a thing. Now, don't use my Google form, because when your guests fill it out, I will get all of their responses, and you want to be the one getting the responses. But here's what you can get an idea. Maybe I'll just post this for you guys, and you can make it how you want.
I used the form on my launch party, and I actually got 2 bookings from the form. So it's a great.
Woo! Right?
And they weren't customers. They weren't customers. They didn't purchase during the party, but I had their information. One of them I knew, but I was able to kind of lead through that, and it was a great tool. So
yes, absolutely. Stephanie, thank you for sharing that. So I do ask for their email and phone on this for that very reason, because they don't all order, and then I can text them, right? And I always give them the option of maybe, and most people will click that, or I love this virtual party stuff, I want to host one. I can't decide. A lot of them will click that. They're usually a booking. They usually will go for it, but you have to follow up with them. Okay. All right. So throughout the entire party, just like Katie Bozer mentioned, it's important that you're doing the bookings and recruitings throughout the entire party. Okay. Here is then, I did the guess my paycheck. Then afterwards, I do post my actual paycheck so that everybody can see, because maybe they did not play the game, but I want them to see so that they can be intrigued and maybe want more. And I also post about, if there's a promotion that month, I post that. So I've got the rebate there. Okay, so hopefully that gave you guys some ideas of ways that you can be booking and recruiting within the actual party. So I will make a note to invite you guys to that party that I just walked you through, and please use it. Anything that you like in there, go ahead and use. I just ask that you change the wording a little bit. And that's it. Yeah. So we are over time, and we should probably, I give anyone permission to leave that needs to leave, but I also want to be mindful if anybody has any questions to give you the opportunity to ask for questions.
I want to know how to do the Google Forms. I've never done that. I've never done that before, so I don't know what that.
I found a YouTube video.
Perfect.
YouTube video.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question about, Sarah, I see you doing live videos a lot, and then you share them to your other parties. And so you do live videos in your page and then share those to parties. That way you can get lives to multiple parties. Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Because I can't start it in one party and share it to another party. I have to start it on my page and then share it to parties. Okay, that's good.
So there's a couple of ways you can do it. My favorite way is the most stressful way. I love it and hate it. So it's to go live in the business. You need 2 devices, okay? So I'll go live on my phone, and I'll have my laptop pulled up. And then when I see the live come up on my laptop, I click share. And then I I share it specifically into the parties that I'm running. And I'll typically throw it into my VIP group as well. But then you have this dead time where you're just like trying to talk to your people and you're trying to get it shared at the same time. And I feel a lot of pressure. And then sometimes I can't find how to share it just quite right and get flustered and whatever. But when it works, it's amazing because you're hitting everybody. The smart way to do it would be to have somebody manning the computer for you. Right? So you just go live and you're talking to people and you have a kid or a significant other who can quickly do the sharing for you. That would take off some pressure. The other thing you can do is you can just go live into your business page and run it like that. And then you can go back afterwards and share it into any of your parties and they'll see it. It's just not live, but they see the whole thing. So those are a couple options. Yep.
Okay.
You make new videos every single time, or do you use the same one over and over?
So my videos I use over and over, but I do go live in every party. I always do a live welcome. Now, Stacy Itzel shared that she goes live twice in every party, one at the beginning and then one on the last day. She goes live then. She didn't really say anything about doing live demos, but she's also running like 50 million parties. So I go live for a welcome, and I go live and do some kind of cooking thing or talk about products at least once. And then I think I'm going to try and incorporate a live in at the end and just kind of wrap up. I haven't done that yet. But yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
I just want to clarify, because I'm having a struggle with my parties this week. So if a party does not meet the $200 minimum, that host still gets 10% off for the year, or they don't?
Nope, they have to.
I thought I read that
200.
somewhere and I was confused.
Oh, maybe. I might be wrong. I'm wrong a lot.
I know they don't get anything else, but I thought I read that they still get the 10% off for a year. But
this is what I would do. If that happens to you this week, I would just, are they asking?
No.
Okay. So if that happens this week, after you close out the party or submit the order or whatever, then add that past host into a new party and see if a 10% discount pops up. Like put them in, add something to their cart, and look down at the total section and see if a 10% option comes off, and then report back to us. But in all honesty, I hope you don't find out, because we're just gonna trust that the party's gonna get to be over 200 by the time everything's said and done, right?
Hope so.
Any other questions?
Well, I guess I have a question.
Yes.
So I chatted with one of my cousins the other day, Monday evening, and talked to her about the opportunity a little bit, because one of our aunts had mentioned to me that she used to sell it, which I never knew. And so I asked her, and she said, yeah, I wasn't any good at it. I sold it back in 2005. And I did 3 parties. Nobody wanted to book parties. Nobody wanted to buy anything. And so, we talked a little bit, and then she's like, well, think about it. So I've given her like the whole week now. So how do I convince her without pressure?
So, okay. First of all, good job for reaching out. Second of all, I would like us to have a little bit of a shift. We don't need to convince anybody of anything. So I just take that pressure off of you. I take it off of Marie. I take it off of anybody who feels like they need to convince somebody of anything. You guys have an incredible gift to offer, and you're just sharing it. You don't have to convince them. It's up to them if they're going to take it or not, right? And if they don't take it, then we're going to offer it to the next person. Because at the end of the day, you don't know whose life this is going to legit change, right? You don't know their family will get out of debt because of this. You don't know who's going to be able to take the dream vacation that they never thought that they would be able to take because of this. You don't know who's going to soar. So I just take that pressure off of you. And keep the focus on that, on how, so you haven't talked to her in a week, you said? No?
Yeah, since Monday night we chatted.
Okay, so I would just follow back up and be like, hey, so-and-so, I have just been thinking about you, and I just can't stop thinking about how, how good I think you would be at this business, and because it is so much different than it was 15 years ago, and how it could really help your family with this. I mean, do you know why she's thinking about it? What's drawing her to it?
I just brought it up to her. I was like, oh, I was talking to Auntie Bobby a couple weeks ago, and she mentioned you used to sell it, and I didn't remember hearing about that. So I was wondering if she was remembering correctly or not. That's kind of just how I started the conversation.
Yeah.
And so that's where she was like, yeah, I did 3 parties and nobody wanted to buy, nobody wanted to book parties, and I wasn't good at it. And I'm thinking, you bake and cook like all the time. So it's not that you're not good at it, it's that at that time it didn't work out, is how I was feeling about
Yeah.
that.
Did you share any information? Like, did you give her the link online to look at or anything like that?
I gave her the link to that webinar thing on Tuesday. I
Uh-huh.
don't know if she signed up or not.
Okay.
And then
So,
I kind of told her a little bit about what was going on, but I'm thinking now I might be able to hook her with the cruise. She and her husband go on cruises every other year.
okay.
How about the fact that we're part of a fabulous team that
Well,
can
there you
help?
go. The cruise might work better.
That can help her be successful.
So I would just go back in this particular situation, Cheryl, and just be like, hey, I just want to check in and see if you hopped on that webinar. I'd love to hear what you thought about it. And I would just start with that. If you ever have someone who's on a webinar or something like that, a good rule of thumb is to try and follow up within 24 hours. But that doesn't mean it's too late. Definitely follow up now. And I would just be like, hey, did you hop on that? I'd love to, what did you think about it? And if she says no, then I'd be like, oh, because I was wondering if you found out about the cruise. And you could weave it in that way, right? Like, you actually can earn a cruise. And see what she has to say. Don't word vomit on her. You want to draw her out and ask questions. Like, so if you did try it, how would you benefit? Like, how would you benefit from the extra income right now? And see what she says. Okay. And you want to kind of focus on the positive. If she brings back the 2005 thing again, you can let her know. Say, actually, my director started in 2005, and there's pretty much nothing. You know what's the same? Nothing. Not even the batter bowl is the same.
Oh,
Change the batter bowl.
Batter bowl was there. Yeah, and it's different now.
It's everything is different. Everything. But it's all better. It's all better. It was great then, but it's even better now.
Yeah.
And then my daughter, I'm signing her up today. I was going to do it last night, but she already even has a host. So she'll have a party in the beginning of June with her host, but she's 20 and last night I was showing her the cruise. I just have to share this. It's so funny.
Oh gosh, Ruby on a cruise, that would be fun.
Right. And I'm like, so, cause I said, are you sure you want to do this? And she's like, absolutely. And when she approached me. Now we live in the same house, but she approached me the other night and she's like, yeah, I think I really want to, maybe I want to join. And I'm like, really? And she goes, yeah, which kit has the blender? Like, she's like, because I want the blender. I'm like, well, none of them. And I'm like, but you could still get it for half price, And so I showed her the cruise last night and I said, wouldn't that be something if we went on a cruise together? And she goes, if I earned the cruise, I wouldn't take you. And I go, what, you think I can't earn my own?
Just an FYI, she can't. That is one rule about the trips is that your guest cannot be a paper chef consultant.
Well, I'm like, don't you think I could earn my own? Like,
exactly.
Yes.
Boom.
Yes.
So I love it.
But so we're gonna get that today, and then she has one of her friends that bought from her party because I'm running the party that ends today for her and someone else, and it's gonna help her out. So starting
great
the hosting. So I think she's like, oh, maybe if I make like $100 a month, it's some kind of income. And I'm like thinking, I want her to be so shocked at what she can do.
She will be. Yeah.
To pay off her school loans before she's done with school.
Yeah.
Okay, so I hate to do this, but we're actually trying to leave town right now, so I do need to hop off of this call. But I thank you all for being here and for making the time for your business. And I will I will add you. Hang on, Stephanie, are we Facebook friends yet?
Oh, I'll double check though.
Okay, because then I can't add you to that party until we're friends.
Okay, I'll do that right now.
So everybody else I think I'm friends with. So I just want to jot down all their names quick so I don't forget who to add to this. Kelly, Cheryl, Reed, Okay.
Hey, who do you have on your lap?
On whose lap?
Katie. Oh, she's muted.
Oh,
Yes, Sarah, we're friends.
she's a sweetie.
Hello.
This is how I mark at my parties. I bring my kids in and I exploit them.
I love it.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding. My son Jack.
Hi, Jack.
Hi,
He's
Jack.
eating an egg
Jack.
you know, you can leave.
So cute. Awesome. All right, you guys. Well, thanks for being on. You guys have a great Memorial Day weekend. And be sure to do an extra training this week, either a coffee talk or something on Dash as it pertains to booking or recruiting. And we will, you can watch for the post to sign up for your one-on-one call with me, or if Katie is your director, sign up with Katie. And we will see you back here next Saturday.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Bye.
welcome.
Bye.
Bye. Safe travels.
Thank you.